back and I am using some Do and Dry modelling material. Now, I've been using, prior to this, Daz air dry clay, and it is nothing like this. It is quite fibrous and I haven't really enjoyed using it, but I saw Michelle using this Do and Dry modelling material. I'll show you it. There we are. And already, even though I've literally just cut a chunk off, it just feels so much softer, so much easier to use. So let's hope that it is as good as it feels. And I'm just going to do some of these ones. These ones I'm going to have to leave to dry. This is what I use for stamping and by heat embossing. And it's just some corn flour, I think, in a pair of tights. So let's see what we can do with this. I think the secret is not to use too much clay, and my plan is just to put it in. I could really do with some what do you call it, like a scalpel or something. I mean, I have got one, I've got my craft knife, but I don't know if that would work or not. We will see. I'm already loving this clay. It just feels so soft and easy to use. Right, so I'm pushing it in. I don't really want much hanging out. What I've noticed is that if you have things hanging over the side, it kind of, you can file it. Certainly with the Daz clay you can file it, but you'll just have bits, it doesn't look so pretty. You need to kind of push it in, and then you can that's what I mean about a craft knife, you can just give it a little trim like that. And if you feel like it needs a little bit more there without compromising the shape of the mould. Right, I'm going to leave that one like that. Let's put some more in here. Oh, I'm so loving it. I really hope these turn out well, because I am loving the feel of this clay. And I bought some Fimo as well to try, or Sculpey or something like that, but you have to bake that. And not that I have a problem with baking it, but I don't know, it's just not usually the same. And I'm only going to be using these things on mixed media projects and painting over them, so they haven't got to be perfect in any way. Right, I've got far too much there. Let's push it right in, and then I'm just going to have a go at trimming off the excess. Try and keep it neat. I don't know if these will come out. I suppose we could try, couldn't we? And see if they want to come out before. Yes, they do come out. Ah, come on. Right, that's not too bad, that. And what we could do is put them, it's got a bit of a broken wing, but I think that was me being a little bit heavy-handed. Let me find some fairly thick card. Let's try some of this, because I think this is what I would do if it was fondant anyway. Put it in like this and just make sure that you've got a little bit of a bend in the wings. It has picked up something black, whether that was in the mould or in the clay, I don't know, but anyway, I'm just going to leave that one to dry. I wonder if this big one wants to come out as well. Oh yes, even better. Look at that, how perfect is that? Oh my goodness, I'm getting very excited here. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Doesn't need to be massive, this thing just needs to be a little cradle. Carefully, oops, lift it, pop it in the cradle, put its body in the middle, and then it will dry in that sort of shape, which will save me having to, you know, have everything flat or, oh my goodness, I like that. Right, hopefully you can see that. Am I showing you? So let's pop that one like that. Oh, how excellent. Let's have a go at the little one as well. Honestly, think I'm going to be spending the day making these things. These are so cool. Right, this might be a bit fiddlier. It seems to be sticking to my finger more than the mould. So if you can't see the shape, then there's too much stuff on the outside. I don't want to cut the mould, but let's see. Let's see if that wants to come out as well. Yes, but it's very delicate. Oh, how sweet is that? Right, I might keep that one flat actually, I'm thinking. Right, so that was a great success. Oh, I really love that. Now, let's have a go at, this really tiny one here. Don't hold out much hope for that, so let's just see what we can do with it. I'm going to probably just stick some in all of the holes and see what happens there. That's far too much in there. There's far too much in all of those. And let's just see what that creates. I mean, some of these were like pence, 40 pence or something like that. I mean, it was so ridiculous. I had to buy them. Couldn't not buy them at that price. Right, I think I'd be better with a scalpel, you know, a craft blade, a craft knife rather than a kitchen knife. Whoops, we're petal down there. That's not good. Let's see if we can put that back in. I'm not sure if we need the hole in there or not. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a kind of a thing that sticks out in the middle. Not sure. Right, let's see. These may not come out. They may have to. Not too bad. I didn't put any corn flour in the mould. In my eagerness. Oops, I've ripped that one. Right, I'm being a bit heavy-handed, I think. And I think it could have done with some... Right, I'm going to redo that one. That one has not been successful. The little petals. These ones are not too bad. They're not perfect, are they? They're a little bit raggedy. I mean, they would do. And they do have holes in them. I'm not quite sure what that's for. Maybe they're for beading or something like that. Let's have another try with this. And then nothing is wasted. It just means that I haven't practiced with them at all. I've no idea how they perform. Let's have another go. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I need to leave more in there. Maybe I've pulled too much of it out. But I don't really want all the stuff on the outside, because then I have to sand it down and try and make it look a little bit neater. I mean, it hasn't got to be perfect if it's for mixed media and you're going to paint it and everything else, but it also, you don't want extra stuff on it hanging off the edge. Now, I'm not sure about this. So I feel that I'm cutting too much off. I'll just stab myself in the stomach. Why not? Let's try. I don't think I'm going to be happy with this. But it's so thin. Maybe I'm just putting too much in the mould. Maybe I just need much less. It's very shallow. Not looking too bad. Looks better than that one, doesn't it? This one's got lots hanging off the edge. There's far too much in there. I mean, far too much. I don't know if we can cut this off. I think I'm going to have practice with this one and see if I can create anything that's not plastic here, so we don't want that on it though. Oh, still got it. It's attached to me. Go away. There we are. Just not sure about this one. It's just very, very shallow. I mean, it literally was probably the cheapest one there, but don't think I'm going to like the results. Out you come. See, there's one. And they're not great, and they're not awful. Maybe just need to practice a bit more. I mean, they don't have any definition on them either. They're just quite smooth. No, those don't want to come out. I mean, they might be better if I left them to dry in there, of course. Right, I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, so that was not such a great success at the moment. Doesn't mean that it never will be, just not fitting in the grand scheme of things. Right, let's have a go at this. Don't know about this one. This looks like it should be one that you leave the things in, but I'm going to be very... Oh, I didn't use any. Let's put some... I don't even know if any of this is getting out, but right, I've put way too much in there. Feels quite deep, these moulds, unlike the last one. And it feels like I can feel it, and I can feel the edge, so I won't have too much stuff hanging over the edge with this one. Might have to give that one a little chop. There we go. Interested to see how these turn out, whether or not I need to leave them in there to dry, or whether or not I can actually get them out. And let them dry on their own. Push it right in. Right, there's a little bit of excess there which we can remove. What should we do? Should we leave them to dry, or should we have a go and see what they look like? I really feel like we need to see what they look like. Let's try the big one. Out you come. Wow. That's pretty cool. I think I'm going to like these. Little tiny one there. Not 100% sure you'd know that was a rose on its own, but do you want to come out? Oops, yes you do. Oh, I think they're going to look great on projects. Another one. All different sizes these, and I'm just putting them on my glass mat here to dry for a bit. I shall move them later. I like those because you get lots of different sizes in one go as well. Fantastic. That's a brilliant one. Love that. That's fantastic. That's going on the fantastic pile. Right. What shall we try next? Let's have a look at this one. I don't really know what these bits are. I think they were just like things that I thought extra bits that you could just put on a project. I've got a feeling that... Oh, hang on. Let's put some of that on. But I've got a feeling that we'll need to leave this one to dry and that the things won't want to come out. Let's try again with that one. I need a little bit more. I have to say I am impressed with the moulds, and I'm impressed with the clay. So obviously it hasn't dried yet, so I think it will be brilliant. Now this looks it looks very thin, very shallow. So this is why I think it won't pop out. It also looks like most of the design is underneath the surface. So I'm going to push it down and hope it gets into that. I'll have to cut some of that off, otherwise it's just going to look blobby. We'll put this on and see. And again, I would have said for this one, it is probably going to be better to leave this one for the clay to dry and then remove the pieces, but I'm going to give it a go and see if it will come out. And if not, I will just leave it for you know, I'll do another lot and just leave it and show you it afterwards. Right, let's push all that in. Still needs a little more, I think. Because the moulds are silicone, they're quite flexible, so you can sort of push down on them and it sort of fills them out. But let's get rid of this excess here. This one here as well, there's far too much on there. So I don't want to cut the mould, but equally you don't want bits hanging off the side of your design. Let's try and turn this round. Very, very shallow. Not sure that these will pop out until they have dried. Might try with the big one. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like that very much. Right, I don't think that will come out, but we will try. No, it's cracking. I think it is just too thin. I'm going to leave those little ones in there. Let's try that one. That one's come out with a bit of help. But can you see it looks a little bit, I don't know if that's supposed to be there. I think it is. There's supposed to be ruffles around the edge. But that bit there, that'll need removing with an emery board or something. But that's quite sweet. I might go for the one in the middle, which has got kind of square in it. I think I only bought this one because it was cheap, because it's not really something that I think I would use, but let's see if that will come out. Thinking not. Okay, it feels like it's going to crack there. It's got a bit of a, yeah, but I think if I'd left it in the mould till it hardened, and I will do some more, and we'll see what they're like. Whoops. And we'll just see if this one, no, look, this one's all cracking. Can you see? Let's take that one out. I'll have another go and in a minute off camera and just let the clay dry in it. But yeah, not bad, some of those. Right, what have we got left? Still got these. Interested to see what these look like, because I love shells and things like that. Couldn't live further from the sea, but whenever we go, I always love to look for shells or anything, sea glass, anything that comes up washed up from the sea. Dead jellyfish, yep. Crabs, yep. Anything the sea throws up, I'm interested in it. This looks very small, this little shell here. Not sure what that's going to do. Oh, and I didn't put any cornflour in it either, did I? That's a bit daft. I'm too excited, I just want to play. Right, I'm going to just poke some in there and then I will cut off the excess, I think, because I'm not going to be able to get it in any easier than that. Perhaps if I stuck, I've probably got some tools I could push it in with. Let's see what we can do with this. too much. Perhaps needs a little bit more in there. Not sure about that starfish or that shell. Got a feeling. Well, we will see. Right, so some of it hasn't gone all the way to the point of that starfish, I can see. How we get it in there without leaving a ton on the outside. That's not too bad. It is going to just be a matter of just playing, I think, and pushing it in. Let's just try and get a tiny bit in that point. And I am, I'm not exactly a delicate crafter by any means. Right, should we see if these pop out? Ooh, look at that. Liking those. They've got a nice amount of depth to these as well. You can see them. Ah, how pretty. Right, some of these are getting a bit small. Oh, bless, but they're still coming out. Fabulous. Right, that is a tiny one there. Are you going to come out? Oh, yes. Pop him there. Starfish. And then there is a very delicate starfish there. I'm not sure if he's going to want to pop out. Are you going? Oops, do you want to come and play? Yes. Wow, brilliant, fantastic. Another brilliant mould. Right, I'm going to keep pressing on. Feel free to switch off anytime. It's more of the same. I'm just poking clay into moulds. I'm excited, and that's what I want to have a little play with today, but feel free to fast forward. Interesting to see how these turn out, because I love the leaves. I thought they look like they've got a lot of detail in the inside the mould themselves. Alright, going a bit overboard here with the stuffing of clay. Push some more into this hole down here. I am just packing it in as much as I can. I don't think you'd get the same result with the Daz clay, because I think it's made from paper fibre or something like that, but it is fibrous and it doesn't leave smooth edges. I'm just looking at this. I mean, this is a little bit, but not to the same extent. I'm liking this much better. It's much easier to work with. The Daz clay is quite stiff, and this I've just literally cut a piece off and it's fine to use. I haven't had to keep playing with it to soften it up or anything. I can feel it drying. It feels like it dries quite quickly. I probably should keep that wrapped in cling film or in a bag or something. But the rest of it I've wrapped up. It seems to be drying on the knife as well. So let's see what we can. Oh, I don't think that can work that way. Definitely could do with a better knife for the job. I don't really want to use my craft knife because the blade's not long enough. Could do with a longer blade now. Just trying to see the edge of the mould, because that way I'll know that I haven't got anything like that hanging over the edge. I mean, you can sand them with an emery board or some sandpaper, but if we can sort of reduce having to do that, all the better, I say. Right, there is definitely a gap in there, I could feel it. Right, that's in. This one needs a trim. Turn it round. Right. So to make sure we can see the edge. I'm not too fussed about the back being rough because, as I say, these will all be stuck down on things, so it's not that important. If you were using them where you would see the back of them, you'd perhaps want to smooth them with some water or something. But as long as I haven't got bits hanging over the edge too much. Right, that looks okay to me. Let's have a go, because I can't wait any longer. Too impatient. Oh, exciting times. Ooh, really cool. Look at those. Look at that. How cool is that? And this one, you can see all the ridges on the leaves. And that one. I love those. Nice big pieces as well. Fabulous. Right, so that's another positive. Right. I might leave those and show you whether or not they work, because they look quite fiddly and they look like I'm going to have to leave them in there. I am going to try Mr. Lizard, or Mrs. Lizard, Miss Lizard, just because I struggled with the other clay that I was using and I want to know whether or not this is any better. So I'm just going to push in a ton of clay. In fact, I need to make a little tail, I think, to go in there. And again, this is one that I think, I would have a go at getting it out. I should have put some cornflour in. I will have a go, but I think it is one best left in the mould, because the mould is deeper, not deep, well it is deeper, but it's wider on the inside than it is on the outside. Right, I don't think I've done this very well at all, so I'm just going to have a go at slicing extra lizard. There we go. Oops. Sorry. Right. I'm going to have a go at taking him out if it comes out. But I would be very surprised if it comes out intact, because the tail is very, very thin as well. But we will try it. And then we will know what's coming. Perhaps should have done the tail first, actually. Ooh. Okay. Tiny bit of tail stuck in there. Come on out. So close to having the whole thing out. Wow. Let's pick him up. Not too shabby. He's got a little bit of extra there, that could come off, and this foot looks a bit like it needs a bit of a sand, but other than that, that's not too bad. Quite happy with that. Oops, she says, dropping him. Pop him there. So that was another success. I am I'm pleased with the clay, pleased with the moulds. Now I will just have a quick go at, I will show you how to do these. I didn't know if I brought a rolling pin in, I didn't, but we can improvise with something. Got some rock salt here, that will do, in a rosemary jar. Now I haven't necessarily got the right thickness. What should I show you? I'll show you this one here, which is this one. So we need to cut this. Now one thing I will say about this is these seem to be sharp both sides, so I did have to get some cardboard and put it on when I was making lots of them, otherwise you're going to have cut fingers. But let's see if we can get this up. Put it in the mould, so you can more or less line it up. And then we just push the two sides together like this. And release. And I can feel it sticking, and I probably should have put some corn flour on it, but I think I might have pushed too hard as well, because we've got like extra bits on the side there. I'll have a go at doing a different one, but you get the idea anyway. Perhaps my perhaps the clay was too thick and there was excess of it, because you don't really need that bit. Sorry, reached my 30 minutes. You can sand those bits off if you don't want them. Anyway, they're already 3D, so let's have a quick go at this one. You get the idea, and then we'll try the big one, and then I'll spend the day creating shapes and come back when I've got some more to show you. So maybe this doesn't need to be quite as fat, as thick as I did the other one. Let's try that. Ouch. Alright, so we've got the mould, we'll fit the shape into the mould like that, and just I'm trying to make sure that I put the points together. I think that's it, like that. Push it in. I'm not going to push quite so hard this time, because I think last time I squashed it out the side of the mould, which is why we got those extra bits. Right, are you coming out? A little bit stuck at the bottom. I think I could have put some corn flour at the bottom, but there you go. That's how I do those ones. And I'll try and flatten them slightly at the bottom, so that when I glue them onto something, they stay flat. Alright, so that's how these ones work. Not sure about this one because there's nothing to cut out. So I'm guessing that we just fill it and cut off the excess. I don't know which side to put it in, if it's in this side or the other. Maybe we'll just, is that going to be enough? Too much? Don't know. What's happening in there? Probably not enough, I would say. I'll put some more in. And a bit more in it. Maybe we just put balls in and it squashes together. Who knows? I might actually just put some excess in there. Right, that is surely far too much. I want to see what happens when you've got too much in there, because I think it will squidge out and you'll be able to cut it off. Or not. Nope, that doesn't seem to be happening. I think that's too much in there. Well, there is. I think this one's going to be better, trial and error, if I just have the right amount of clay in there rather than these bits here. Don't think we want those bits there. Take that little bit there off, and I think I'm going to shut it down again. Maybe there's literally too much in there. It feels like it is resisting quite a bit when I've put the two pieces together. I think that's going to be too much. Anyway, let's have a look and see if it will pop out. Yes, it's very, very thick. and it feels quite weighty. I think I've put far too much clay in there. You can see it's about quarter of an inch thick there in places. I'll try that again with less clay. Well, I've definitely got less clay here. Maybe we'll just put some in each of the holes, not too much. I mean, this is all new to me. I don't know if I'm doing this something glaringly wrong, guys. Just tell me. I am, you know, just practicing, having fun and sharing, because somebody had requested, or Jeannie had requested me show her how I made the mixed media wall hanging. Oh, I think I've put too much in again. That feels like there's too much in there. I don't think I needed to do that. I'll just rip it up instead. Alright. So that bit is quite raised there, so I think I'm thinking that there's too much clay, but actually I can see the mould underneath. So let's try again, see what it wants to do. A little bit of squidging out at the side there, but I think I'm going to have a practice with this one. Again, it looks really quite thick, the clay. I'm not sure. I mean, it is quite a big piece, so probably needs quite a bit of clay, but you know, with a bit of sanding around those petals, that's not going to look too bad on a project, is it? Hope you can see that. I don't know if who I'm showing. There we go. Not too bad at all. Just looking at that. Could have something like that, or one of these in the centre. They're quite cool, aren't they? Lots of possibilities with that. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm happy with the clay. I think the clay is marvellous. I think the moulds are fantastic. No complaints at all. The only one I would say was not very good was that this one that I was bought as just like an add-on thing, and it's quite possibly that I'm not using it correctly. It's very thin. Maybe I should just leave the things in to dry. I'll have a play. Anyway, thanks guys. If you were interested and you made it to the end, you can give yourself a shiny, as they used to say when my kids were little. Not a black eye. It was some children's TV programme that they used to get rewards, like a shiny sticker or something. I don't know what it was. Anyway, give yourself a shiny. And I'll be back when I've created some more things, had another play with some of those moulds that didn't seem to work terribly well. Okay folks, have a lovely day, and see you soon. Bye for now.